Yep, that's my beater car. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Chris. This is my channel called Mumble. Today we're going to talk about the reasons why I love having a daily driver or a beater car.
They want the best of me now. They want the best of me now.
Also, guys, I did have two people wanting shout outs in this video. One of them is Ray Cortez. Go ahead and check out his Instagram. Another guy was a guy called G35 Coupe. It's a YouTube channel. Go ahead and check his channel out. You might enjoy some of his content. And if you ever want a shout out, just contact me and we can make that happen. As I was recording this video, I noticed one thing. I never talked about the ownership of this car. How much does it cost? It's basically nothing. The car is free. It's already been paid off for. All I'm worried about is just the insurance that I pay every 6 months. And that is about $360. It's probably 60 bucks a month for full coverage insurance. That's pretty good, actually. Think about it. Full coverage on this car. It's a lot older car. On my G37, I'm paying about $180 right now. It's a big amount, but you know what? It's a newer car, and that's something that's reasonable. And if anything happens, like I said, it's covered. That's something that pushes me to buy an older car as a daily driver. A much lower insurance every month. Also, no car payment. I was looking for a daily driver car that was going to be a work beater as well. So I was going to be paying about $200 to $300 for another car. That I was going to be doing the same thing as I am with this car, which is just driving it to and from work. Why do I need to have something like that every month? That extra $300 can go into that G37 for mods. That extra $300 can go into a savings so that maybe every 6 months I can go on vacation or something. $300 every month for 6 months, that's $1,800 that you're saving. Think about what a nice vacation you can actually have, or what kind of wheels you can actually buy for your G37 or any car that you have. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of the video. So I want to go ahead and start off by saying this car, I love it a lot because it's very useful. It's very comfortable to drive. It's not that big. It's actually quite small. It's very easy to get into parking spaces. Another reason I love it a lot is that if something happens to it, like where it gets dinged up or it gets banged up or there's a scratch or something, I'm not really too worried about it. This car has a whole bunch of scratches, dents. The hood is probably the worst part, so we're not really too worried about it, but at the same time we are trying to make it look a little more appealing. So being that it's a car that you really don't have to worry about too much, kind of takes so much pressure off your back whenever you're parking this car anywhere at the mall or at a grocery store. I can actually go ahead and park at the very front. Most of the time when you get one, it's basically a 4-cylinder car, so you're gonna save a lot more money than driving your regular car to and from work. With this car, I've put about 30 bucks and it lasts me about 5 to 6 days. Whereas my G37, I have to put about $55, 3 to 4 days. So that's a huge difference. If you think about it in price wise, let's say this car lasts me 6 days for $30, but the G37 only lasts me 3 days on $55. Driving to from work, doing my regular errands. In a week, I'm spending $30 on this, where I'm probably gonna spend about $90 or $100 on that car. So that's a huge difference right there. That's a savings about what, maybe $60 a week. $60, that's enough for buying more car parts or, you know, having a nice night out and enjoying your life. This car does have a lot of room. It fits 4 people very comfortably. Practicality of this car, look at that interior. It's actually quite nice for what it is, right? So why wouldn't you want to get a daily driver car? If you can keep it clean, it's gonna be a clean car. There's gonna be no worries about it being old, right? Also, the AC in this car is so good, man. I can't tell you, it's just one of the coldest ACs that I've ever been in. Like, one thing, I'll be honest with you guys, it does have a cassette player, but it doesn't really bother me because at the same time with this cassette player, I get way better signal and way better sound sometimes than on my Bluetooth on my G37, where it disconnects, or sometimes I have to go ahead and make it through the USB cord, which is basically the same thing like this, right? I'm not talking down on my G37, but at the same time, it does have its flaws. Now, one thing I do want to point out to you guys, this car has a lot of room. There's a tire I'm gonna throw on those wheels. I have a jack, I have extra oil, and I have extra power steering. Why is that? Because the car leaks so much oil and power steering. Let me show you guys. Just look at that engine bay. Oil everywhere. Power steering is leaking a lot. I have another leak back here. It's a little O-ring thing that I'm looking for right now. But the car is still running strong. Now, the funniest thing I want to talk to you guys about, tires on this car. I run a 205, I think 55 16-inch tire all around. But the thing is, as long as that's the same tire size I'm running all around, I could care less about the make and model because it's just a beater car, it's a work car, it's a car that I'm using for work. So I don't want to spend too much money at times. Let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. So what do you have here? Bridgestone, Goodyear, Continental, and Douglas. So in conclusion guys, let's go ahead and close out this video. Basically, I think you should own a beater car or a daily driver, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be the same thing. Beater sounds more as a car that you just beat on and you really don't care about, but at the same time, a daily is the same thing. I think you should own one just because, you know, you're putting so much miles on your actual project car. As far as right now, an Infiniti G20 with an automatic transmission could be bought for around $1,000. Like I said, it's very practical. The car has 140 horsepower. God knows how many wheel horsepower it has right now because of its age. It has a 4-speed automatic transmission. That's more than enough to get you through the day. I know I complained about the transmission in the past, but hey, at the end of the day, this car is fulfilling its job, and that's just taking me to and from work and saving me money. The amount of parts that I bought for this car on eBay is crazy. The AC line was $17 on eBay, and it's worked pretty well. The 2 lower control arms, I bought them for I think $50 or $80 for both. The engine mounts are also from eBay. We replaced them all. No fitment issues whatsoever. So you see, when you start buying these older cars, you kind of save money too in the long run with replacement parts because you're not really too worried about the parts that you're replacing. Basically one of those things where you're just trying to get by, right? Whereas my G37, I would probably try to buy the best thing that I can, buy the OEM stuff, but not with this car. Well guys, I know I call this a beater car, I call this a daily, but whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, it is going to get slightly modified, nothing too crazy or drastic, but we are going to start turning some heads. The reason I haven't started modifying this car is I still need to order 2 shocks, and if you want to keep up more with me on a daily basis, check me out on Instagram. And with that being said guys, I hope you do like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
I'ma blow up.